In a previous video, I showed you how to set up just a single backdrop on two stands. Now I'm here to show you how to actually set up a corner. And the key components are corner body. We have a stand adapter. So the stand actually just slides up in here, locks in. We have a little knob here. And what that does is, this is what I call my leveling block. So if you put it on a small stand, sometimes the weight of it, it might just want to, you have a small stem going up in here, and it'll be a little crooked, and then you'll just tighten this up and it'll level everything back out and be just fine. But on a stand like these, C stands, it fits pretty well, and a lot of times you just don't need that. But it's there in case you do. So how this works is, everything's modular. So this will slide, corner body will slide onto that. So that's how that looks. We have a common saddle. This is 1.5 inches. We ship with 1.25 inches. That goes into the back slot. We have what I call is a turret, because it rotates. You have a turret saddle that slides in there. You have this little thumb screw, locks it in place, so you can change it out to 1.25 inches if you need to. So in the front here, that's where that fits. So it rotates to where you can do a 90. So you have your backdrop pole coming here, one coming this way, or you can rotate to do a 45 or basically any angle that you need for your setup. A lot of times we use right around a 40, 45. We do Santa, and that works out very well. So this knob here will lock that so that doesn't rotate. So we'll loosen that up a little bit, and I'll show you how to put that on. Now we have the single pole holder on here, and it's strapped down with this little tie down bungee. So we'll just take that off. Loosen this up. This way you don't have to take the whole backdrop system down and start over. So we'll grab this. We'll slide that on there. It's a good snug fit. That goes into that saddle. Okay, and that's how you get this corner started. Now, with the single pole holder, we're going to bring that over to this other stand over here, and this is an actual, they call it a turtle stand. Of course, this works with any stand that you have. So we'll put that single pole holder on there. Put the saddle. And we got it basically in line with the other one. I'll get a pole. And then we'll just place this pole in the saddle, like so. Get it kind of close to this other backdrop pole. And we will take this. Don't forget to strap them in, because you have little kiddos running around bumping into it, or you'll have to move it. And you don't want anything coming apart on you. So we've got that part set up, and then I'll show you a little bit more detail about this corner. Now this is our rear backdrop pole. This is the one that we just put in. So we're going to take this, and as you know, I like using the clamps. I don't want to take my poles down every time I change something out. So we're going to take this, line this up about as straight as we can get, and then we're going to clamp it behind this pole. Now you can probably tell how this is going to go together. We're going to take this backdrop and take it to where it's touching backdrop, and then we'll clamp that in place. We'll rotate that a little bit. I want to tighten up my other side. Okay, so far we have a clamp in that corner. It's fallen in place already, very nicely. But we have more that we can do to it, and I'll show you that in just a second. But that's really looking good. Now we're behind this corner here, And you might notice that little dot there. I'll show you what that is in a minute. So we have a pole stretcher, and you can see the shape of it. So this would be kind of like the top of it. This is where the spacers go, but since we have a bigger pole, I took the spacers out. So you'd want to kind of like turn that upside down. So this part here is away from the backdrop, and this will hinge out like so. Okay, so now that's on there. So now we can we've got these little narrow bungee straps here instead of the big ones actually strapped around the pole. So these here, we'll put this together like this, and then we'll put it here, because you can't pull this backdrop to the pole because it'll pull it at an angle. It needs to be in line with everything, so everything's straight. That's the reason for the pole stretcher. So then you have, let me get this adjusted, this little gator clip here. Get it hooked to the backdrop, pull it in, and then you can loosen this up, and if you have to pull it back a little bit or up and down to make sure you get the wrinkles out, might be easier to do that. And with these sitting on the floor like that, they want to bunch up, but there we go, that looks pretty good. Now, the other thing with this dot, I had these got magnets in it, these little housings that I made. So this part actually goes onto that backdrop that's coming in at an angle, and this one here, you put on the back side of this backdrop. So let me show you that. Now placing it probably about a 1/4 inch away from the edge, as you can tell. We'll put that there, and then come in here, and that'll pull that backdrop right to that rear backdrop. You can tell, see how that works? And we've used some backdrops that we didn't have to have any of these, and some that had 1 or 2, and we've had some that were a thicker fabric, and we had to put like 6 of them down there, but you can tell that wouldn't take long. Now this, I don't know if you've seen it, if you watched the other videos or not, but this is my sliding light holder. You know, it has a little slot in there. Well, we had this little spigot, or I just called it a stem, and I built a cartridge for it. And this fits into that. And then you can tighten that down with the knob right there to hold it in. And in some cases, maybe you don't have a corner and you want to use this on this arm. You could even put it upside down, twist it, that way it doesn't accidentally fall out, and then you just snug it up to make sure it doesn't turn. So let me show you how this is going to work. So you place it on the arm, kind of squeeze it together at the bottom. You tighten that knob up. And so when we put this on here, and we'll just snug it up for now, like so. The speed lights work very well. So we could put this on here. Now you could have a hair light over the corner, but maybe you wanted it a little higher. So we could take that off. We'll put this on. Let's tighten that up. And now we can put this on top. And now we have a light. Let me adjust the camera. Now we have a light up here where you can rotate it and you can put it at any angle you want. And if you have a grid or if you have a snoot on there, then that way you don't have any light that's spilling onto the background. Now that we're here back in the front, I put the magnet on the back. I haven't adjusted anything, and you can see that's pretty straight. And this company here has their name on that edge, but if you were to put a room together, of course you wouldn't have any writing on the edge. That would just blend in with your other backdrop. And instead of going past this, say if your backdrop, they need to meet right in the corner, you couldn't overlap like this, then you just pull this backdrop to where the edge of it's right here, and you still put your magnets on, and it'll line that back up. So you do have that option. Putting this up it just takes minutes. It doesn't take long at all. But really like it, and thanks for stopping by and checking us out. So if there's any questions or anything, shoot us an email, and I hope you enjoy your system if you buy one. Thank you.